Earth turns, Star Kingdom into ashes. The Galactic Council had made many mistakes in its 2,000-year existence. The Council had misjudged civilizations before, underestimated emerging powers, and even lost wars against species they had deemed primitive. But never had they made a mistake as grave as when they decided to invade Earth. Admiral Vrek stood on the command deck of what remained of his flagship, the Inevitable Victory, a name that now carried the bitter sting of irony. Through the viewscreen he watched as another Star Kingdom battleship erupted into fragments against the backdrop of Jupiter's swirling clouds. The humans had turned the gas giant's orbit into a killing field. "Status report," Vrek demanded, his four eyes blinking in sequence, a nervous tic his species displayed when under extreme stress. "7 more ships lost in the last hour, Admiral," replied his tactical officer. "The humans have deployed some kind of gravitational weapon. Our vessels are being pulled apart at the molecular level." Vrek's outer membrane paled. Impossible. Their technological advancement was rated as Category 3. They shouldn't have gravitational manipulation capabilities for at least another century. "Evidently, our intelligence was flawed," the tactical officer said, voice trembling. Flawed. What? An understatement. The Star Kingdom's initial assessment had concluded that Earth was ripe for conquest, a water-rich world with valuable minerals and a sentient species that had only recently developed rudimentary space travel. Their conflicts, political divisions, and environmental problems further marked them as easy prey. The invasion had begun with a show of force. The Star Kingdom had destroyed Earth's moon base and several orbital stations, expecting immediate surrender. Instead, they received silence for precisely 48 Earth hours. Then hell broke loose. General Thomas watched the tactical display from deep within humanity's underground command center beneath the Rocky Mountains. The room hummed with activity as officers coordinated Earth's counteroffensive. "Kinetic bombardment successful on enemy staging area in the Kuiper Belt," reported a young lieutenant. "No survivors detected," Thomas nodded grimly. "And the Neptune defense grid?" "Fully operational, sir. The aliens attempted to breach it twice but were repelled. Our quantum entanglement network remains uncompromised." Thomas allowed himself a small smile. The aliens had made 3 critical miscalculations about humanity. First, they assumed Earth's apparent technological level represented their actual capabilities. In reality, after the climate wars of the 2040s, the United Nations of Earth had agreed to create a deception protocol, showing the galaxy a facade of primitive technology while secretly developing far more advanced systems. Second, they believed humans would bow to superior force. They had not studied Earth's history enough to understand that humans, when cornered, fought with unmatched ferocity. Third, and most damning for the aliens, they attacked without provocation, uniting humanity in a way nothing else could. "Sir," called Commander Rodriguez, "the Lazarus Protocol is ready." Thomas's expression hardened. "Proceed." Across the solar system, concealed installations activated. From Mercury to the edges of the Oort cloud, humanity's hidden technological marvels awakened. Dyson swarm fragments that had been disguised. As asteroids unfurled, capturing solar energy at unprecedented scale, quantum computers embedded in planetoids came online, breaking the encryption of Star Kingdom communications in seconds. And beneath the surfaces of Mars, Europa and Titan, massive shipyards revealed themselves, launching vessels far more advanced than anything the invaders had seen from Earth before. On his dying ship, Admiral Vrek received the transmission from Earth's unified government. It contained just 5 words: "You shouldn't have provoked us." What followed was not merely a counterattack but an extermination. Human warships, seemingly materializing from nowhere, tore through the Star Kingdom's fleet. Each human vessel displayed combat capabilities that should have been impossible for their civilization. Vrek's tactical officer collapsed at his station, all 4 of his hearts giving out under the stress. The Admiral stepped over the body, trying desperately to organize a retreat. "We need to get word back to the homeworld," he rasped. "The humans, they're not what we thought." His communications officer looked up with 4 eyes wide with terror. "Sir, we can't." They've somehow blocked our faster-than-light communications, and the wormhole generator is detecting some kind of interference. They're tracking our dimensional signatures. Realization dawned on Rek with horrifying clarity. They're going to follow us home. Within 2 Earth weeks, the Star Kingdom invasion force had been reduced to scattered debris. But humanity wasn't finished. Using captured technology and their own hidden advancements, they traced the dimensional signatures of the retreating alien ships. In the great throne room of the Star Kingdom's capital world, Emperor Draz received the news of the invasion fleet's destruction with disbelief. "Impossible," he growled, mandibles clicking with agitation. "An entire armada cannot be defeated by primitives." The royal scientist trembled before him. "The data is verified, Your Magnificence, but there is worse news. Our long-range sensors have detected hundreds of unidentified vessels entering our system. They bear Earth markings." The Emperor rose from his crystalline throne. "How? They have no faster-than-light capability." "They do now," the scientist whispered. "They've reverse-engineered our technology and improved upon it. They've arrived in half the time it would take our own ships." Outside the palace windows, the skies of the Star Kingdom's homeworld began to darken as Earth's armada moved into position. No demands were issued. No terms for surrender were offered. The humans had not come to negotiate. Emperor Draz watched as the first bombardment began, turning the ancient capital into ash. In his final moments, he understood the terrible truth. The Star Kingdom had not discovered a new world to conquer. They had awakened a sleeping giant. In the smoldering aftermath, as the Star Kingdom's once mighty civilization crumbled to dust, the galaxy learned a valuable lesson about the deceptively simple-looking blue planet in an unremarkable spiral arm. Earth was not to be trifled with, and the humans. They returned to their solar system, rebuilt their moon base, and continued to watch the stars. Now with new ships, new allies who had been similarly oppressed by the Star Kingdom, and a reputation that ensured they would never again be underestimated. The eerie message spread across the galaxy. Those who sought to conquer Earth would find only their own destruction.